Breaking news. What would happen if Vladimir Putin suddenly suffered a major heart attack? On Monday, rumors began circulating online about Russian President Vladimir Putin's health. Reports that Putin had a heart attack and had to be revived sparked widespread panic in the Kremlin and were initially reported by Sky Australia and subsequently picked up by other international media. Even though the rumors have not been confirmed 2 days later, the surrounding conversation has grown loud enough to force the Kremlin to publicly deny them. Even though Putin's health is still unknown in the real world, the news this week has prompted the intriguing thought of what Russia might be like without its leader. And how would Russia handle the war in Ukraine and its relations with the United States if Putin were to leave office? So that we might get some answers to some of our most pressing questions, Now This contacted Michael Cecere, a senior policy advisor with the Commission on Security and Cooperation in Europe. Let's begin with the question of who would take Putin's place in the event of his untimely demise. One must first realize that the Kremlin is divided into 3 distinct camps: the security officials, the oligarchs, and the lawyers and politicians. These 3 groups compete for Putin's attention and favor in ways not unlike political parties. The obvious choice is Russia's security agencies, such as the GRU and FSB, because they have always held the most power in the country. It's safe to say that the succession process will not be easy. Although a peaceful transition is possible, there is hardly a clearly designated heir apparent to Vladimir Putin, as Cecere put it. It's also worth noting that 2 of the strongest power centers previously in Putin's inner circle, Wagner loyalist turned insurrectionist Yevgeny Prigozhin, and Chechen strongman Ramzan Kadyrov, are now dead and reportedly in grave physical health, respectively. And how about the conflict in Ukraine right now? Would Putin's removal improve the prospects for peace or lead to even more unrest? Cecere argues that a new leader might be tempted to temporarily scale back the war's scope, ambition, and/or dedication. Cecere told Now This that there is no doubt that the war has been ruinous for Russia and that it poses a powerful threat to Russia's economic, social, and even political stability. To differentiate themselves from the Putin regime and to encourage resource revitalization, the new leadership would have to be tempted to end or significantly reduce the commitment to the war. It is unlikely that Russia's broader territorial appetites would be curbed so much as temporarily withdrawn to win concessions from the West and allow for regeneration, given the strength and persistence of Russia's imperial strategic culture. The third concern is what would happen to Russian-American ties if Putin suddenly disappeared. According to Cecere, the Russian government after Putin will likely try to improve relations with the West for pragmatic reasons. He predicted that strong factions in the West, particularly among certain business elites, would want to return to the status quo ante in relations with Russia. The scale of the humanitarian damage caused by the Ukrainian invasion, however, cannot be undone. There is really no going back from Russia's genocidal invasion of Ukraine and campaign of aggression throughout the region, as stated by Cecere. While more peaceful relations would be a genuine opportunity for stability, there really can be no going back amid the wreckage of Russia's genocidal invasion of Ukraine.